Welcome back to another figure review. In this review, we're going to take a look at the last of the trio from the Predators movie. This is the Tracker figure. Now when I say last of the trio, is the three characters in the actual Predators movie that kind of ran in a pack together. There will be another figure from the Predators movie from Hiya Toys sometime next year. It's going to be the Crucified Predator. So, but these guys, these three that we've taken a look at, are the three that are kind of a pack. So, this is made by Hiya Toys. This is the Predators movie, like I said. This is part of their Exquisite Mini series that they have currently going. This is front of the box. It has a Predator design on the front and on the side here. And on the bottom, right here, we have the Predator picture of the Tracker character and the Predator's logo across the bottom. And then we have Tracker here. We have warning that these are for ages 15 and above. And then the Hiya Toys logo here on the bottom right. On the top, we just have Exquisite Mini Predator's Tracker. The bottom, same thing. On the side, we have like this blood box on the top here of the box. Predators in the middle, Hiya Toys logo here, and some more detail of the Predator armor, I'm guessing. And the other side is the same thing. The back of the box shows the trio that run in a pack in the movie. You have the Berserker, the Falconer, and of course the Tracker that we're looking at now. Here is another warning for choking hazards in 15 and above. Like I said, this is the Exquisite Mini. Is a new standard selling series for the 1/18 scale, featuring super articulation action figures on the Hiya Toys. So you can follow them on Twitter or Facebook. Hiya Toy information here if you need to contact them. UPC, and at the bottom here we have two poses of the character and a little bit of blood splatter. It's done in a nice window box. You see the character. It's kind of dark in there. In my opinion, you need to kind of brighten it up so you can see the actual figure a little better. If that matters to you, for carded collectors, of course. We have actually a Predator skull here. Those brackets for the stand that you can see. And down here it does come with that, if you can tell, that mud stand. But we're going to take a look at it outside the box. So. This one also comes with that cardboard insert. That shows like probably the Predator laser sight is my best guess. That's what they're going for. Here's the figure in its clamshell. There's no tape, no ties or nothing. It's just held by friction. So you just separate the two pieces. You have the top piece here, and here is the Tracker falling out of the package. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got. Drop the piece. So let's start off with the accessories, and we're going to talk about the figures. He comes with two different hands that you can swap out, because he currently has two open hands on the figure, so you can have these two closed-fisted hands if you choose to display it that way. We'll get into a fist fight with Predator. He comes with this alien Predator skull. This is the same one that comes with the Berserker. So it's nothing different if you have that one. Very nicely done, very nicely painted. Then it comes with this stand. It's done in like a brown mud mud terrain with one little peg there. And on the bottom it has, you know, there's cuts to where you can connect them all together, which we'll take a look at that here in a minute. And he comes with 2 of these H or I brackets, whatever you prefer to call them. And these are for connecting stands together like so. Now let's take a look at, well, if you have the other 2, you can simply just, and as you get the 2 together, they become more solid. They don't flop around and fall as much. It just takes a little bit to get them started. It seems to be like you got to do that at an angle. Yeah, it's kind of tight, which is good because you want a nice snug fit. And then you put the other one right here, like so. But I'm going to use this one because I don't have my other ones a bit handy for my other. Just to show you guys, if you have all 3, you can use your other 2 that you get with the other figures to secure your other stands. And they kind of fit like that. Nice mud terrain. Put all 3 are Predators from the movie The Predators. Or what's really cool about this is you can do, so you'd put another one there. Like I said, I'm just using one for now because it's convenient. So you can create a stand like this. So you put like one here, one in the back. And let's take a look at that while we have it together. Why don't we, huh? So we'll put, here's the falconer. Here's the berserker. We'll put him in the back. Is he kind of like the leader, I would assume, of the 3. And here is the tracker predator. Of course, you position his hand. I just took him out of the package, so he's gonna bump the other one. But that's what they look like all together. That looks freaking amazing. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so I'm going to take these guys out of here for a second. Stand together without having those extra pieces. So here's our tracker predator. This one's actually kind of different from the other 2. The other 2 have this more of a, if you guys can see, this copper brown mix of pink color. His is, the berserker is kind of darker than the falconer, but the tracker has more of the what you'd expect of a metallic metal mask. And they kind of got away from a lot of that brown that they were doing with these 2 and went with more green and gunmetal. Like if you look at, try to get them together here. The berserker color is different. His shoulder cannon is actually sculpted different and it's different colored. So they have his own kind of sculpt work for each of their cannons. He's sporting these very cool bone tusk. Now mine right out of the package is kind of warped here. I'm going to try to retrain the plastic. Plastic has a memory. Now I'm going to try to heat it. Maybe put like a tie on it and let it sit for a couple of days and maybe I can get it to go straight again. But if that happens, that's what I'm going to try to do. Try to reform it, and then heat it, cool it effect. See if I can get it to go straight. But it's not that bad, I guess. take a look at it. Maybe we'll give it a try in this video. He does have his dreads, individual dreads. Of course, he has a shoulder pad that holds his cannon. His cannon doesn't seem to move that much. It's just stuck. It looks like it might right there. He has these almost like tribal claws or whatever hanging off of his chest there. He has the same gauntlet that the Falconer and the Predator, Falconer and the Berserker have. It's kind of scarred. I don't think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. It's different color, just painted differently. It is definitely is like more flimsy plastic, but still be careful you don't break it. The one things to watch out for these is these wrists don't break. These can break. They're just little balls, and then I guess this would be more fragile. This isn't fragile as you think it is. It's pretty solid. It's pretty thick. And then he has two little straps that come down through his waist garments. In the back here, it has like an entire back armor. Very nice sculpt work. His skin tone, each of them have their own skin tone, as you can see here. See if I can bring in the Falconer in the frame. So this is what their skin tones. I guess the Falconer and the kind of the Tracker is kind of close, but the Berserker is totally a different paint scheme. And they are different. These two are different. It's just it's really more similar than what the Berserker is. I guess it makes the Berserker stand out more. Getting back to his garments here. What's interesting about this figure, a lot of the waist garments are, on the other two figures, was this harder rubber plastic. That was the Berserker, that's the Falconer. But your Tracker here actually has a material. This is actually a harder material. It's the same as this. It's almost like a leather. It feels like a leather. Now, obviously, it's not leather, real leather, but it's a soft material. This is the only one of the three that has soft goods. It's done in a brown leathery material. And this up here, this is plastic here, and this is that leather material. Then on the front here, this is plastic, but this little spot here and here is a leather. I'm going to call it leather. I know it's not leather, but we're going to call it for the sake of this video. And up here is the same. It's very stiff though, but you can tell it's the same material, just pulled really tight. And then his legs. The other two kind of go for, this is like armor, like thigh armor and shin armor and boots, but they painted it green. I think they were going for more of a skin tone. I think trying to use this more like a skin, because like here's a Predator Berserker, kind of looks like armor, but this is green, which you think they'd be part of a skin. But it's basically the same thing. This is a different sculpt. These straps here are painted on. They're nothing that's material or anything. This is, his waist is pretty much the new Matisse material that's on the figure. Now, if you watch my other videos, you can tell that taking these things strictly out of the box, these joints are stuck. They're very stiff. So I took a preliminary inspection of this figure before doing the video and tried to heat up some of the joints, because I've went through this with the other Predators about the heating, and I demonstrated some in the Berserker video, and I think maybe a little bit in the tracker. So we're not going to keep beating that dead horse, but we'll try to get through here. So I think I'm going to have to do it a couple more times. But his head is on a ball joint. It doesn't move very much because the shoulder cannon, these shoulder pauldrons, and the hair gets in the way. You have a lot of stuff in the way there. But it does turn that much and that much. Take a nice look at that head sculpt. It doesn't look down or up too much. I mean, it's barely nothing. The shoulders, they're on a ball joint. You can hear that they're still kind of stiff. They will rotate 360. But I'm not gonna, they will getting hindered here by the pad, but you can get it. And they will come out some more, but I'm not going to force it. Not much. There's not much excess joint here to get it go all the way out. The elbows do bend. And we'll get you close to 90. See, the elbows are working a little better because I heated them up. Seems like the upper arm still needs a little bit of work. Those are his open hands. The hands go 360. This should be careful with these joints. Let me get that, I'll show you why. Which one is it here? Yeah, it's this Berserker one. If you can see how this joint, how small it is. It doesn't go all the way on, it's close. But that's just a little baby peg in there. Too much force, snap it right off. His is pretty close to his arm. I don't recommend swapping those hands out too much. I highly recommend, if you want to keep these things in working nice and working order, pick what you want and leave it. If you want both open hands or both closed hands or one of each, and then don't keep swapping them out. That's just going to eventually break that because you're not getting any extra joints to replace them. He does have chest here articulation that can move, which is hindered by the clothing here. You can see the strap move. Now his legs, kind of stiff. They can go out so far like so until they hit the sides of the garments. And they will go out like this. In the same scenario until they get too tight with the garments. Might have to heat those some more. They do have double jointed knees. But still working on getting them to loosen up. It's almost like, see, here's one joint. So I literally have to get a fingernail under this one to get that thing to bend because it's still so stiff. We don't want that for playability. That's bad. That's what gets you to break your breakage. But that's pretty good for an example. And of course, here, even if they're going for a bare-footed leg, you do articulate here like almost like that boot. It will turn 360. That seems to be in good working order after a good heating. Still going to work on the knees, the shoulders, and he will be, pretty playable, pretty poseable. Hearing that sticking, that's what you gotta watch out for. It's like you'll learn, you guys learn how to do it if it, you know, feel. You start to get a feel for it. Just when you're doing your inspections and trying to get your figure in working order, just be careful with the smaller joints. That's what to watch out for. So we'll take a look and see if we can. So let's see if we can get that to stay. And then I guess I'm just try to hold it till it cools. Maybe get it straighter like so. Maybe put like a piece of string or something on there and the tips farther out to the end. And then it cool. And that's it. And hopefully it kind of stays that way. But plastic is a pain sometimes because it does have a memory. But it's not, you can perform, you can reshape it if you keep work on it. So that's not too bad. Got a bend there. I love this. Is actually my favorite of the three. Very nice figure. Keep dropping the pieces. So here he is. Where's the Berserker? Here he is with the Falconer. And so we showed you guys this stand. So if we take off, it seems like everything just wants to land on the floor today. All those, that's how those little pieces get lost. So now you can put your 3 stands like this, and you could put your figures on the stand. So you put, like, if you went with the idea of the Berserker being the leader, you stick the leader in the middle. And then we'll put the Falconer on this side. And there's your 3 figures. You can display them like so. I recently did a video for Bane, Hiya Toys Bane. If you guys want to check that out, plus the other 2 reviews for the other 2 Predators. But I discovered something else when I was messing around. They come with this base, and these bases for the Injustice 2 figures are just a tad bit shorter than the Predator ones. If you can see that lip there, there's actually a lip right there. What I also noticed was the peg is too short compared to These ones. Pigs are actually longer on here. So that's, at least that's a good thing. But if you try to, there's nothing for Bane really to grab him. If you push down, it just doesn't stay. And Bane isn't very sturdy either. Just as a heads up on that one. But this is what he looks like scaled with the Predator figures. These are their Hiya Toys Injustice 2 figures. This is how these look. And we're just going to leave Bane stand there for a second. This is how they compare to a G.I. Joe. They're going to be taller than the normal figures because obviously they're bigger than humans. If you want to mix your Star Wars figures with your Predator figures, there's a Shadow Trooper for comparison. Let's see what we got here. We have the new Halo 1/18 scale figures. Kind of scale right in line with a 7-foot tall Master Chief. And this for comparison with one of their bigger figures. Here it is. This is what, the Brute Captain, I believe. Yep. So that's how that scales. Here is Luke Skywalker from the same scale. All right. Get that out of there. Take one last look at the figures. Very nice. Highly recommend these. You don't have to put the work in, not only to make the money to buy the figures, but to make them functional. Highly recommend both brands. I mean, to get a 1/18 scale Predators like this, especially the, you know, all the other ones they've made, which I'll be doing a review for soon. And, you know, get the movie ones, Predator 1, Predator 2, and then now the Alien vs. Predator coming up next year. Maybe, hopefully we'll get the one with the Fugitive soon. But great looking figures. Highly recommend them. They go for $19.99. Most places, and some places are asking $24.99, so you may expect to pay additional $5. But you can get these right now, all three, I believe, on Amazon. The Tracker is the hardest one to get. He's more, or the ones that sell fast, and you seem to be one pre-order sold out. He's actually my favorite, just for my opinion. I do like them all, but if I had to choose one, he's my favorite one. So if you guys are looking for these figures, I want to wish you guys happy hunting. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more different types of videos for action figures in the 1/18 scale. I wish you guys to be happy, to be safe and happy hunting, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.